Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Kugler here. Welcome back for another developer session. This part I'll be continuing to do a little bit of level building. So in our previous part we'd set up our little indoor test level. And I think we're going to add another room off of this hallway. And we're also then going to have a stairwell, which will act as a loading corridor leading up to another section, which will be a similarly structured set of hallways. I think I'm gonna leave things untextured for the moment. I kind of want to jump into that as its own part, and I'm probably not going to do all of that in this video. So I think first I'm gonna just set up this second doorway, and we'll see how far I get in before I decide that, it's enough for one part. So, first off, I'm still using the ProBuilder set of tools. It's treated me very well so far. So I'm going to go ahead and finagle some of these edges a little bit. So we can narrow in this edge. I want my doorway to be fairly narrow. And I'm going to line these up with my texture. So I got a doorway that's going to be 3 meters wide. Though, to be fair, it looks like we got a little bit of texture squishing here, because these do not look like they are equally 1 meter by 1 meter. So, whatever. That's fine. This is very much a test level. I'm probably going to end up throwing it away anyways. It's more just an exercise for me learning how to use ProBuilder correctly and successfully. So we're going to bring this guy up here. I want to have a little overhanging archway on my door. And let's see here. I'm going to select face mode. And I'll select this guy, and I think we just really need to extrude a little bit. So we're going to extrude in, and I'm going to create this, this doorway type of deal. So we got our door. Maybe I'll pull that out a little bit further. Yeah, we'll make that a single, textured section. Now let's go ahead and extrude out again. So I'm going to do an additional extrusion. About that far. Looks good. And we're going to go ahead and select this face and this face. And let's go ahead and extrude. Oh. Not quite what I wanted. Scale. Also not quite what I wanted. There we go. These black sections is just the automatic lighting system recalculating the light probes and all that crap. It's nothing really to worry about. It'll be gone once this meter in the bottom right is gone. So we got our other little room in here, and I'm going to put a doorway here, right? So let's go back to our edge mode. So I'm going to take this edge, and I'm going to, down here in my ProBuilder window, I'm going to insert a loop, which is going to bisect. It's going to create an edge perpendicular to the selected edge, and it's going to wrap the entire way around the room. So we are going to take this edge. We're going to move this over a little bit. Similarly, we're going to take this same edge and we're going to insert another loop. I feel like I'm doing this incredibly wrong as far as the way the edges are getting kind of structured. Because if you look at this, like, you know, crap's going bonkers as far as my edges go, right? And like, it's definitely having some effect on my textures. But, you know, quite frankly, I don't know better at the moment. So this is kind of just how I'm gonna leave it. I think once our lighting job is done, like, it'll be fine. Like, you can see the way these edges were recalculated with the loop is forcing the texture and the light to kind of be redone a little bit. Yeah, I'm not 100. See, there it goes. It all clicked back into place except for that end. But maybe that's just a redraw. I don't know. So I'm not sure. So actually, I'm going to undo that. So there we go. We're back to normal-ish. So let's see if I can't do something else with this, right? So this face, we're looking at the edges, we're looking at the vertices, and we got this. Yeah, these vertices are a little bananas. These edges, rather. What do I got as far as options go? I can select this one edge, and we can extrude, and we can insert a loop. I can select this edge and this edge, and we can connect and we can bridge. Create an edge by connecting the center of each selected edge. Create a face between the two selected edges. So let's try that first, but I'm pretty sure what I want is connect. So bridged. Well, I think bridge was already done because we do have a face between these two selected edges, right? I don't believe that's the deal. Well, let's go ahead and connect. Connect also didn't do crap. What about these two? If I connect these, so it successfully created that. The deal is just that because of the line, the edge in the middle between these two edges, it doesn't create the line the whole way up. Can I do anything with this edge itself? Can I ring, loop, select all edges that form the ring? This is all just selecting the object. I can subdivide the edge. I can set a pivot. I can extrude. I can bridge. I can connect. I can insert loop. Yeah, so I connected those two edges, which didn't really do anything. Yeah, so you can see how moving those two edges together affects the vertices they're connected to. Which, quite frankly, what about this? What if I take this vert What if I select all three of these vertices? And let's see here. So merge all selected vertices into a single vertex. Is collapse. Yeah, let's split those vertices. So I'm going to select this vertice. Let's weld, or rather connect. Connect or weld? Collapse. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to merge all those vertices. There we go. So we got all those. Let's go ahead and collapse. Let's take these guys and bring it down. Yeah, it's getting a little out of hand here. So here's what I'm going to propose. I'm going to go ahead and just take these faces and we are going to delete. Right? Solve that problem real quick. And now I'm going to take this edge and extrude in to that far. I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to extrude in this far. So I got a 3-unit doorway. Oh, I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to extrude down about a unit. And we're going to take each one of these edges here. We're going to select this guy, Oh. Let's go vertices mode. So we're going to select these vertices. None of which were actually selected. There we go. Let's see what happens if I extrude this way. The answer is nothing pretty. So I kind of boned myself on that one too. So, So things being what they are, that's fine. So let's do it this way then. I'm going to, once again, we're going to delete this face. And let's go ahead and create a cube. There we go. This is going to be our doorway. Alright, so we're going to bring this guy out here. This is going to be fine. We are going to... We'll work in face mode for the moment. We're going to bring him in. We will... Object mode, position, we're going to vertex snap down here to this corner. And let's go ahead and bring our face out. Oops, not like that. So there we go. And now we have our doorway. Let's take our edges. And actually, more importantly, take our object here. I want to make sure I'm not selecting these edges on accident. So let's grab our top edge. Let's grab our bottom edge. Let's go ahead and connect. Bring this into our 3. And let's once again go ahead and select these 2 edges and connect them one more time. We'll bring this guy over to our other third line. And let's go ahead and select across these edges. And why my new edge end up on this side? Let's try that again. So there we go. So there's that. Yeah, so that's fine. So let's go ahead and select this object, and we will go ahead and flip our normals. And we will grab our face. First off, we're going to actually, I guess first off we're going to flip our object 180 degrees around. Oops. We're going to delete that face. And we're going to select our interface, and we'll go ahead and extrude out a unit. So now we got our nice little doorway. So let's go ahead and vertex snap into the corner here. And voila! Now we have this sweet little doorway. Once our lighting setup, our lighting calculation finishes, we should see these the texture colors start to match a little bit better. So for the next step here, let's go ahead and build our stairwell. So I want a new shape. I want a pipe. I want a cylinder. Oops. I always forget that you have to create. So I want my cylinder. Now let's take a look at the properties of a cylinder here in the ProBuilder window. So we got our radius, which is obviously the height, or the width here. We have our number of sides, which will determine the roundness. Kind of like 50 for that. Height. Yeah, let's go for a height of like 20. Well, that's a little too high. Let's go for a height of 10. We can always make it bigger later. Height segments. What does height segments do? Oh, that's more around our subdividing of our faces. Honestly, I don't care too much about that. This could stand to be a little wider, though. There we go. Let's fit this into place a little bit. We're going to create ourselves a an entryway into our shape here. But let's go ahead and create this. right? So we got our cylinder. Inside of our cylinder, what we're going to end up with is we're going to end up with a stairwell leading up to another door. So let's go ahead and we've got our door here. Let's select this face. And let's go ahead and just delete it. And we got this guy. Oh. That actually might work out pretty nicely right there. So let's just go ahead and select a couple of these faces here. And let's just delete these. And let's see about just fitting this in. Well, also, first off, we want to invert the normals. Makes that a little easier to deal with. We'll also set the pivot. So if I need to rotate this or whatever, for whatever reason. Let's just match that up a little bit. Yeah, so obviously we're off by a bit. Yeah. So we're sort of merging up here. It's a little sloppy, but you know, it's fine. Actually, this is it's a little less unwieldy than I thought it was. Yeah, I'm kind of alright with this. Especially when it comes time, if it comes time to, when I actually texture this, if this doesn't really affect the texturing too much. Like if the UV wrapping is, you know, is automatically set up correctly the state of my edges and vertices isn't going to really affect me too much as far as a level design perspective goes. It's more just a matter of getting the right pieces and parts together so that I can form the structures I want to form. Right? Beyond anything else, I really couldn't care less. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So in addition, let's go ahead and look at, so our vertices, we have this big set of vertices here. I kind of want a pointed roof. So just pull this up a bit. All right, so that should be fine. Our floor is going to be flat. And quite frankly, actually in edge mode, if I double click an edge, well, supposedly I was going to get an actual ring. But let's select the ring. That is not at all what I wanted. A selecting loop is what I want. So it selected that whole thing. Now that I'm actually looking at the size of this doorway, I want this to be higher up. It didn't select that point with me. I mean, I suppose I could just extrude it instead of whatever it is I'm doing now. Yeah, okay, so control and double clicking selects the entire loop. So let's shift and let's go up. So it's the same thing. It's still collapsing the point. So I may as well just pull it up and then, yeah, there we go. And then we'll deal with, once again, we'll deal with this vertice right here. So there we go. Now let's see here. So when I put my stairway in, I want to go up circularly. We're going to go up, and I think I want to come out on this side. So taking these faces here, let's just see how we connect and subdivide. It's just the whole section. Yeah, so we'll do a little edge magic. We'll select these 3 edges, or these 4 edges rather, because I want 3 spaces. And let's just go ahead and connect them twice. Connect, oh. Alright, so we'll create the top connection. And we'll go ahead and do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll bring this guy up. So that was where our other connection is. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. And let's go ahead and select our face. And let's extrude out. Well, actually, we're going to delete this. Let's go ahead and copy our guy from down here. And we'll bring our copy of him up here. A little bit off, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and So let's see here. So we got our see, it's really hard to see with the normals inverted like that. So actually, you know what? I'm going to select this object and I'm going to re-invert the normals again so I can work a little bit easier with this. Let's go ahead and just collapse that vertice and that vertice. We'll collapse this vertice and this vertice. And we will point those to each corner here. This might have got a little foobarred here. I misjudged the height. Yeah, I kind of misjudged where I was putting this doorway. So let's bring this guy a little bit further down. There we go. Yeah, that'll be fine. Oh, we'll go a little further down yet. And we will go ahead and select edges. We will select edge 1, edge 2, and edge 3. And we'll just bring him down. We'll select this edge. We'll bring him in a bit. Same with this edge. And actually, can I join edges like this? Not the way I want to. Not between two different objects. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now. Alright, and that's a good starting point there for this. So grab my vertices. So once again, let's go ahead and grab these guys. We will collapse, and we will anchor there. Same with these two. We're going to collapse and anchor them here. These two guys collapse, and now by anchor I mean that I'm vertex snapping. So I'm just holding down V after I collapse and using Unity's built-in vertex snapping to connect it to these particular corners. So that should be good-ish. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened here when I flip my normals. So we're going to come in, This is all nice and contained, and we're going to come up to this doorway. Alright, so let's go ahead and make our stairway. Actually, we're sitting at about our 40-minute mark. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this here, and in the next part I'm going to put my stairway in, as well as kind of just form a very quick one-room thing to represent this second area. And then we'll start looking at what it's going to take to make this stairway into a loading corridor, where we use it in place of a loading screen to bring in our next area, which will, inevitably be in its own scene. Same as this other area. So, once again, thank you for watching. Hopefully you gained something from watching me fumble around with this. Take care, and I will see you guys next time.